We interrupt what you're watching right now to bring you this exciting story.
It's the dance and it's the glory. 100 stripes, 100 stories. It's the pledge of allegiance on the 4th of July. It's some handwritten letters from home. It's some sleepless nights alone. It's his newborn baby he left with his wife. It's in red, white, and blue. Lay down, he's alive. It's in red, white, and blue. 40 stars and stripes. Hey. From the fields of Indiana to the swamps of Louisiana to the golden coast of California, Uncle Sam's the only family he's got. His purple heartbeat won't stop. And his 18th birthday was the day he was born. It's the red, white, and blue. Lay down, here's alive. Mr. Red, white, and blue. 40 stars and stripes. Mr. Red, white, and blue. Stand on the front line. Mr. Red, white, and blue. Pay the ultimate price. Oh. He was the man I lost when he was born. His family is proud but torn. But if you knew him, you would understand. He was raised on a boot parade just to see the flags still wave. And then he came home with all he wanted. It's Mr. Red, white, and blue. Lay down his life. Mr. Red, white, and blue. All these stars and stripes. Mr. Red, white, and blue. Stand on this red line. Mr. Red, white, and blue. He'll pay the ultimate price. Mr. Red, white, and blue. Lay down his life. Mr. Red, white, and blue. For these stars and stripes. Marching line, marching line. Hey, hey.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, good evening, Erie County. Thank you all for coming out on this. What a gorgeous day. I'm glad we don't try to do these things any earlier because I'd be like, no, I'm not going inside. It's too nice. So we don't mind the 8 o'clock thing. We remember a year ago, we were doing 9 o'clock. People were like, come on, Brian, we got to go to bed. I think, all right. So that's why we do the 8 o'clock. It seems to work well. Get the kids fed, get everything going on. And it seems to work out well. I mean, we got a lot of things going on. I mean, we have kind of a special last minute call. Jeremy Leitner is going to be calling in at about 8:30. He is running for judge here in Erie County. Sharp young man. I mean, this guy is, I hate to steal Biden's stuff, but he's laser focused, man. And this young man, I think he's going places. So Kim worked it out. He wanted to call in the show. He watches the show now and then, between doing what he does and raising a young family. He called me earlier, and you could hear the young one running around. So Jeremy will call in about 8:30. So we're looking forward to that. Again, like a little program note. It was kind of like a last minute thing. I'm like, you can come on. It's no big deal. So yeah, we'll bring him on at 8:30. So other than that, man, we have got a ton of videos lined up, and we have lots of things to talk about. It's ever moving with a million parts. We talked about this a year ago, but here, let's do this. Hi, April. Hi, Josh, Kim, Dave, Gwen, Lance. Man, the gang's all here. I like that. I see the channels lighting up pretty quick. Facebook's taking the lead pretty quick. That's okay. As long as you come in here, we lay the tracks down. People come by later and they check them out. They're on YouTube and all the other channels. You can check this show out later. I know it's getting busy. Summertime's like, oh man, it's Wednesday. There's so many things to do. And that's all right. We'll do the show. We'll lay it down. You can watch it in the morning while you do your coffee. But yeah, we kind of talked about this during the election time. Joe's checking in. Thanks for checking in, Joe. I hope your lovely wife is doing okay. I know it was nice seeing you guys. He's the neighbor. Nice people. Yeah, Julie Miller. Thanks for look at some new face. Nice to see all the people come in here, and I appreciate when you guys. And I've asked you guys to do that just to say hello, because I can't see who's in the room until you say hello. You're kind of like in avoid la la land until you say hello, so that's how that works. We talked about this during the election, how the Democrats were going to react if they didn't win the presidency seat, and we kind of had some predictions, and I'm sad to say, unfortunately, they are coming true, and we knew this was going to happen. And we saw how this kicked off in Los Angeles, and of course, the Democrat-controlled agenda of California and the ultra left of that. And you know what? And like I talked about last week, I'm trying to be nice for the Democrats. I really am. Good, hardworking people. They have good souls. A lot of people don't buy into the shenanigans. Harrison Dunn and I were talking about some poll numbers. Trump's poll numbers are absolutely doing well, because the American people don't want their cities to be burned to the ground. I don't care. The classic canned response from the governor and the mayor, mostly peaceful. I didn't realize breaking into a Puma store, stealing sneakers, helped with immigration. Now, I understand that maybe they were confused when they broke into the Apple store. I thought maybe they thought they were getting apples to eat for the poor, people running around with Mexican flags on U.S. soil. Insert sarcasm at this point. Yeah, so the civil unrest isn't going to work. President Trump put in you put the National Guard in there. They got the Marines there. Newsom basically said, I'm going to file a restraining order for you to stop and get these National Guards men and women out of here. Judge said, yeah, get out of here. Threw it right out. So another big win. Harrison and I were talking about big wins. We've been winning so much. I had to take a nap today. I was tired of winning. I was like, that's it. I'm tired of winning today. I have to take a nap. Well, Harrison's younger now. He doesn't need a nap yet. But when you get this age, a good afternoon siesta, does you good. So yeah, I mean, I thought Dave would call in. I thought Dave said he was going to call in. He usually calls in right out the gate. Right out the gate, he calls right in there. Brenda, do you want to play our little ad video if you have that ready?
Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. The Declaration of Independence proclaims God-given rights, and we intend to protect them. Working with people like you for over 50 years, preserving freedom and building a better tomorrow. Safeguarding the Constitution by limiting government power. We are restoring liberties, educating voters, and leading the freedom movement. Join with us. United, we will defend our rights. We are all Americans. We are the John Birch Society.
Great organization. Check out their website. If you want to subscribe to their magazine, help them pay the bills. They're greatly appreciated. We talked about this. We're going to talk about it. Really, the only commercial I'll run on this format, because I know they are on the right side of what we're trying to do here, and what our message is. Our message is the message they're sending. So it's good. Oh, Dave, I'm still at the FOP meeting, but he's at an FOP meeting, but he still tunes in to Boots on the Ground. So yeah, I get it. So Kim, if you want to call in now, I would highly suggest that. That way. That. Hi, Kim, you're live.
Hello, isn't it a beautiful day God has given us today?
Oh man, I know. We were just sitting outside, and I'm like, I really don't want to do anything. I'm gonna sit here and just enjoy the sun. It's like, wow. Had some running
Right.
around
Go
to
from
do.
tornado weather to this kind of weather. What do you expect out of Erie County?
This is mind blowing that the havoc and chaos and those poor people south of here had to deal with. Knock on wood, it appears we didn't lose any people. Thank you, whoever you believe in. Some property damage, barns, a couple horses were lost, but it appears the people are okay. We can help them. There's a GoFundMe up and running. As of yesterday, there was over $20,000 in the GoFundMe. So you know what? It's not a red thing. It's not a blue thing. It's a red, white, and blue thing. And thank you everybody that's helping these poor folks out. I put on social media if they needed a DJ for a fundraiser, reach out. No charge. Good for the community. Good for the people of Erie County. So yeah, thanks for bringing that up.
Absolutely. More of what we need, more unity in the community. I called in about two things this evening
Okay.
that are really concerning me. As you know, I was born and raised in Orange County, California. Still have property out there and have family out there. So I want to talk about these riots that are going on. Trump caught Newsom in a huge lie. Yeah, I hope everybody saw it on Facebook today, how Trump never even contacted Newsom. Big fat lie. Trump even put the receipt on Facebook and on social media. Here is my call log showing I called him. I was there during both sets of riots the last time. I survived the Watts riots, the King riots. I'm telling you what, I applaud President Trump and what he's done. And I can tell you, everyone in Orange County, where my brother and my family live, are applauding him, because if he had not done what he had done, LA certainly would be burning. It would spread to California. I lived in La Mirada, California. My brother lives in Brea, California. And we were right on the line between Orange County and LA County. Thank God I live next to the Norwalk Sheriff substation. But I mean, it spreads fast. You have copycats that don't even make the news.
Oh, I totally agree. I mean, you talk about, if Trump hadn't have kind of like did a little preemptive strike and made sure that they had the boots on the ground, what was left of Los Angeles that hadn't burned because of a wildfire that wasn't managed properly because of, I don't know, the two people that are on TV saying, "Oh, it's mostly peaceful, do nothing to see here," and I love. I love Waters went out there and she's yelling, screaming at these young men and women standing guard at a federal building. I hope you people don't shoot any children. And if you shoot me, shoot straight. Lady,
Well, I
what?
guarantee they could straight. I guarantee they can shoot straight.
I don't get her. And then when the cops slammed the door in her face was
Loved
absolutely
it.
priceless. You
Priceless. She deserved it. She had this look on her face like, oh my God, how can they do that to me? Even better, did you see the congressman that went down and interfered with ICE they have decided to prosecute her and the charges are going to stand.
Yep. And that female judge that snuck out illegal and got busted had a court hearing day. I think it's called motion to dismiss. The judge says, "Yeah, you're not above the law. Denied."
Female. And now they've
Woo!
come up with a second judge that did the same thing.
Yeah.
And she was a federal judge. And guess what? She's going to be showing a lot more time. So, I want everybody to realize, the more they do this, the better we look.
We
Okay. And they're only showing a small population of people that are against the deportations. I can tell you for a fact that California is turning red, guys and girls,
I know it.
and they are for this. And they keep saying Trump's losing the Hispanic vote. That's a lie, a downright lie. They want these people gone. They're saying we escaped these people. The people from Venezuela that came here legally. We escaped this. We want them gone. So everything that they're saying is false. It's a lie. And I wanted to talk about that.
Well, it's
Um,
misdirection, and that's what they do. They spin it. It's just remember the rock group in the '90s, the Spin Doctors. That's
oh
exactly
yeah,
who these people are. They are the king of spin, and they will spin this around because they won't admit that they're wrong. And then as soon as look what happens when Fetterman goes like somewhat normal, man, they come after him. You can imagine if they like went normal on an issue, yeah, they would have their heads. They would
well, the Democratic Party's already split. There is no longer a
we
Democratic
know
Party.
that. We
Okay,
know
you have
that.
a left, and now you have a right of the Democratic Party, and that's the
Yeah.
trouble they're running into.
And AOC and Jasmine is your forerunners. You've got some problems. You
Oh,
really,
big
really
time.
do.
And I want to point that out to people here in Erie. Okay, we do have some Democrats, and I have a lot of Democratic friends.
Yep.
They are against what's going on with these riots. They're against these protests that are going on. So don't judge every book by its cover because a lot of Democrats now are not happy with the party. This All Kings rally that's going on, they're advertising it as a Democratic event. I got calls from 7 or 8 different Democrats today going, "Can you believe they did this? They're not even part of this." I'm like, "Yeah, you guys caused this."
Right. And then on the screen right now, I have the one ad, and I'm not trying to promote them any way, shape, or form, but I'm just letting you know, don't be wandering around and go, "Oh my God, what's going on?" Right off their the website, it says Saturday, June 4th from 2 to 4 at 150 West 14th Street. So you might want to steer clear of that area. And then the other
Yeah,
one,
and they
it,
yeah,
but
and the other one.
there's another ad here. It's Democrat rally from No Kings from 11 to 12 at Frontier Park. So, I think they're putting some disinformation out there. So we sit around, what do we do? Yeah, I mean, you know what? You want to go down there and play with these people, you knock yourself out. Unfortunately, I have a fun event I have to DJ, which will be way more, watch my bad English, more funner.
Right. And I actually have a Zoom call with Senator McCormick that day, and then I will be out at
Yeah,
the Fireman's Carnival doing the parade out there.
I get it.
So
And I
I will not be able.
no, it's fine. You guys and again, this is what they do, the party of tolerance, the party of peace, love, and joy.
Right.
When Sniffy Joe and Harris got elected, did we have rallies and throw tantrums? No, we
No.
grumbled, we put our boots on the ground, we went to work, and we helped set the stage to get President Trump and JD Vance in office. That's what we
Right.
do. That's
And
what
you brought up
Republicans.
an excellent point. An excellent point. If you guys really want to fight what's going on now, pay attention to this next election in November because it starts here with the
Huge,
county and city elections.
huge.
Because if you do not think that if we don't get Republican on city council or get Republicans on the county council, that they're not going to try and make this a sanctuary area, you guys can forget it, because they're going to try and pull this crap here. So please pay attention to these elections. And on that subject, Brian, if it's okay with you, I'd like to bring up the subject of endorsement. I'm sure you, as well as I, have been approached by several people running for office asking for our endorsement.
Right.
When Brian and I give an endorsement, we are putting our names on the line. Not only that, the people that have supported us in the past or have given us endorsements are putting their names on the line. So when we give an endorsement, we really do our research before we put that name out there. And so as a state legislative representative for Convention of States and a member of the ECRC and a candidate for city council, I am going to be formally putting out my recommendation for Jeremy Markham for sheriff.
Oh, absolutely.
He is a great guy. I was down there today doing my research, actually talking to the people that are sheriffs, talking to the police at the police department, and they want him. And one of my first questions is Campanelli in the building? Nope, ain't seen him all week.
Probably walking his dog.
Probably walking his dog or cleaning up his shit. Because as far as I'm concerned, that's all he's good for. So when I say I'm putting out my endorsement, it's just my name and my title. It's the people who have endorsed me. And another thing, Jeremy Markham and myself, I'd like to remind people, are the only Republicans that have been endorsed by the Fraternal Order Police.
Right.
So that'll tell you guys something right there. So if you want to know about endorsements, I suggest you go to Jeremy's Facebook, or you can go to my website or contact Brian and Brenda. They can tell you who's actually endorsing us. So when I'm endorsing somebody, it's not just me, it's the people who've endorsed me, like Congressman Kelly, McCormick, Phil English, Lou Barletta, because those people are entrusting me to recommend the right person. So when I do endorse somebody, you guys better believe he is a good guy. He believes in our same values, and he is the best person for the job. And so with that, I just want to put that out there and let everybody know. We're really going to be hitting this campaign season off with our first major event, which will be the 4th of July parade. We're looking for walkers to join us and donations of bags of candy. And we hope everybody can celebrate this 250th year of independence and join with us at the Lawrence Park Parade. And I hope everybody has a great and happy weekend.
Yeah.
Bye-bye, Brian.
See ya. And then I also have your poster up for Kim Hunter for City Council bowling party at Eastland at 3729 McClellan on July 20th at 2 p.m. So I did have that up while you're talking.
It's going to be a huge bunch of fun, and we are looking for donations for our American rally, or our American, for our door prizes, basically. And if anybody is willing to donate, we would more than appreciate it, because we have to win this election in November. So if anybody has any questions, as always, contact Brian or Brenda or myself. And with that, have a joyful evening. Enjoy your interview with Jeremy.
All right. So thanks for calling in. Harrison Dunn just put in there that Trump card launch site is live. I have no idea what that is, sir. You caught me off guard. You put the link up in there. I'm assuming, I don't know what to even assume at this point, so just type in what it is. And hey, Brittany, do you have a short video we can play?
They're not pawns for Donald Trump's agenda. Why now? It's because the military was called upon innocent protesters. We, in our oath to serve, we serve the people of the United States. The Constitution, these constitutional rights are being stripped and just denied, and the military will not be pawns to that. So I'm calling upon the conscience of military members who served previously and now. We have a conscience, we have mind, and we have a duty and moral obligation to say no and resist evil.
Now, real quick, that little video, that female sergeant, that female sergeant has come out. It is basically, she's standing there with stolen valor. She was discharged from the military It came out of several reasonably creditable news entities that they did the research on her. It's all fake. It's all bullshit. It's all doobucky because this is exactly what the left and their tactics are doing. They are trying every dirty, rotten, single psyop, psychological operation deal that she has. This one story I read, she didn't even get out of boot camp. So if she's not out of boot camp, what is she running around with sergeant stripes for? Stolen valor, just like her. Well, it's probably just like her, uh, her hero, Tampon Timmy, stolen valor. It's funny how that works on that side of the street. Right to jail if she was. Oh, absolutely, Harrison. Trust me, if she was a real sergeant on the national in the National Guard reserves, that's a uniform code of military justice violation. You can have free speech ish when you're not in uniform, but when you're in uniform, that is a big no no. And as much traction and viralness as she's getting with this video and her bullpucky, yeah, they would make her an example. And I tell you what, it would be one that would be that would be the scenario I would love to play out. Being a former Army MP, it'd be fun to put the handcuffs on her and whisk her off to the brig, because in the military there is no Miranda, doesn't exist. We don't have to Mirandize you, doesn't exist in the military. That only works on the outside. So yeah, it's all bullshit. It's all fabricated to make it look worse. That even the military doesn't support it. Well, considering President Trump was at Fort Bragg and they were chanting USA, uh, yeah, I'm thinking that this is just lies and deception, and that's unfortunately the left again. Here I am not trying to beat up the left, but they make it hard not to do with their tactics that they have chosen to utilize. I do want to put this ad up here before we get too far in there. This is a great event. Save the date, July 26, 2025. This is the 14th Corporal Jared King Memorial Ride. Unfortunately, he was taken away from us way too early while he was proudly serving. And we get together at the American Legion of Wesleyville every year, and we make some money. The King family, they come in from all over. They ride the ride. It's a great event. You don't have to ride a motorcycle to participate. You just have to run really fast. No, I'm kidding. You can come in, donate some money. We have a great freedom auction, and they get the guys. Denny Hanlon, one of our great guys. He is the king of getting stuff donated. So it is a great Chinese auction, and they give away really good stuff because the folks locally here are very, very kind to the donations. And even Miss Vogel, that's running for county executive, donates pizzas. So that's why I try to play nice in the sandbox, because she does a lot of good for her community. I've invited her on the show. She said she will. We'll see if she does. So I can't make it. I just want to put this poster up real quick. Let's light up Facebook blue for all the law enforcement officers. I appreciate your service. There's a lot of noise. They're dealing with a lot of hate. They're dealing with a lot of violence. They're dealing with a lot of negativity. So let's not forget to tell them we, the people, we, the majority, appreciate what they're doing and risking their safety to make sure that we're okay. Just because these thugs make a lot of noise and they break stuff and they burn stuff, that doesn't mean we don't care about our men and women in law enforcement. So if you know someone's a cop, just give them a hey, thank you. We appreciate what you're doing. There's a lot of ruckus, a lot of racket. Don't forget, these are our friends and family that put that uniform on to make sure that our communities are safe. But again, I saw this. I know it's just really quick. Talk about it, and that way that they know that they are appreciated, because it is a thankless job right now. Yeah. So, Jeremy, if you're around, you can go ahead and call if you're listening, because we said 8:30. But when you get a chance, just go ahead and call. If Brenda, do you have another short video?
Don't need to be a astrophysicist to figure it out. We've got a wolf problem in Los Angeles. They're not peaceful protesters, they're wolves. They're hurting people, they're destroying property. So you say, well, where's the governor? Well, the governor is a sheep. He'll tell you, I'm a sheep. He's a sheep in sheep's clothing. He thinks cops are a bigger problem than criminals. So then you say, well, where's the mayor of Los Angeles? Maybe she can stop it. Well, she's a sheep too. More sheep is not going to solve the wolf problem. So the federal government sent in troops, and we're stopping the wolf problem.
All right, sir, you are live with Boots on the Ground. So welcome aboard, first time caller. I know you and I have
Hey,
chatted,
Brian.
and you kind of watched the show. So yeah, welcome aboard. Thanks for calling in. Did you wrangle your little one in okay?
I did. He did not want to be wrangled today. He's got that personality. He's a 2-year-old boy, and he does not care about anything except running full speed until he passes out.
No,
So I got him controlled, but he's now in bed, kind of unhappily, but he'll be asleep soon.
they never want to go to bed until they go to bed, and then they just crash
Yeah,
because they're done.
agreed.
So we talked a little bit off before the show about what we're going to do.
Yep.
And basically, this is an open mic kind of thing for you. First of all, tell the people what judgeship you're running for.
Yeah, so I am running for, on the campaign trail. The technical term is Common Pleas Judge of Erie County. But what I say is countywide judge. That's what I'm running for. It's
Okay.
from divorces in Northeast to crimes in Corey, everywhere in between, every type of law you can think. That's what, and it's going to be in a courtroom, not the courthouse, but it's called Court of Common Pleas. You're judge of the common pleas.
Because I'll tell you what, I'll be honest with you. Until I really started getting involved in politics and watching how the judges work, I didn't realize there were so many different types, of judges. So I just wanted to make sure we stepped off on the right foot. People know what judge you're running for because there's a lot of them. And so tell us basically your story. Where you're from, where'd you go to school? What did
Yeah.
you do?
I'm an Erie person from Erie people. Both my parents were born in Erie. Grew up in right near Liberty Plaza, little street, 1 block street called Davenport. I grew up right over there on 39th and Davenport. When my dad was 15, he graduated college. Or when I was 15, my dad graduated college. He was about 40, and he was a football coach at Gannon University his whole adult life, and that's how he got his degree. He left Hammermill, worked his butt off, coaching and getting a degree, and then he got hired after he graduated as a teacher and football coach at Fairview High School. And so we moved to Fairview, and then I ended up moving out there. I was a high school good athlete. I don't say I played in college. I was was D2, not D1 or anything.
Right.
And so I played out at Fairview, and I played football, basketball, baseball. Graduated Fairview High School, went off to play and study at Bloomsburg University. Then went to law school out in Illinois, and then graduated law school in 2012 and moved back to Erie. So that's kind of my my little background. I'm some family things I'm kind of proud of. My grandfather's got a key to the city because he was a high-profile sports referee and umpire back in the 60s and 70s. And like May 23rd and 19th, Pete Leitner Day in the city, because all the stuff he did in public service, just helping out in the community, making sure youth sports was taken care of. And so I'm pretty proud of that. But so my family's been around, kind of under the radar, good people, stay out of trouble, contribute. And then that's kind of the framework I grew up in Erie and as a lawyer. And I got a job for Shad Connolly, the judge, clerking for him for about a year. And that was a real eye-opening experience that's kind of started me on my career path.
Now tell us the exciting thing you do now. I know what you do, but let's let the people know what you do for now.
So I am the chief deputy of the trial division at the district office. I'm a prosecutor. I've been there for 11, 12, going on 12 years now. I've been doing it essentially my entire career has been in public service, and my entire career has been working with law enforcement and in law enforcement to make sure that the most dangerous people in our community are held accountable. And that's kind of you wear a lot of hats at the DA's office.
Right.
The one I currently wear is I am the gang and gun prosecutor. Some people might have heard me say this on the campaign trail. I'm on call with the cops 24/7, 365 for every shooting case to make sure that we make the right decision, figure out who the right guy is. They generally figure it out. I make sure all the paperwork's in order, then we make good strategic decisions, and that the right people go to jail. And, sometimes on the cases where the people aren't dangerous are going to be a threat to society, the right people are kept out of jail. We figure that stuff out and do it right. So what I do generally is court a lot, done over 115 trials now, and mostly murders, stabbings, shootings, a lot of gangs and gun stuff. The heavy stuff is very interesting. It's very wild. It's a great job to have, and it's a great way to serve the community. It's one of those jobs where maybe I don't make that much money, but every night I go to bed, I sleep like a baby because I'm doing my best to help our community out.
Yeah. So, I mean, basically, you put the bad guys behind bars, right? That's safe.
Yeah, that would be the fair way to put it.
Yeah.
Because the big thing is figuring out who are the bad guys.
Good point.
And then I got to make that call first, and I got to be good at it and kind of get the bad guys right and say, hey, this, not that they're not going to get punished, but they're not the bad guy. But once you figure out who the bad guys are, it's, I don't know what the solution is, but because it's going to be jail for you, because we can't trust you to be safe in the community. We can't trust the people walking in the streets that they're going to be able to walk safely with. And then making sure that that's backed up in court, winning those trials. When you make that decision and say people got to go to jail, they don't agree with you, and they want the system to work a different way. So you got to go back it up in court when you make that hard call. And I've been able to do that over the course of the last 5 years when I've really been tasked with that.
Well, there's a question in the room here. I don't know if you can see it. It says, ask your guest if he is related to Scott Leitner.
Yes, that would be. So every Leitner in Erie County is related. So that's because, and actually it's been really nice on the campaign trail because people are like, are you related to? And I know it's going to be a Leitner, and I know that people are going to think very positively of them because my family has just been good people with no drama or anything. But Scott Leitner would be the second of the 5 Leitner children that grew up on Prospect, off Prospect and McCain off of Fairmount. And my dad was Jerry, who ended up being the Fairview football coach. He was the 4th of 5. And they all, so my uncle Scott would be very excited because he's been keeping track of how many people recognize his last name when I'm on the campaign trail. And I actually got a group chat with him and my dad and my mom about who gets the most references. And Scott's winning, which he knows and he brings up.
And that's good. Like I said, that's one of our folks that they're here every week. And Dave he contributes a lot to the show. He puts together our absolutely hilarious videos about all the shenanigans that goes on in the city. Not in your office because, when I was on county council, you guys came to us. We never told you no because we know you guys are the entity that keeps us safe. And Elizabeth never, ever, ever asked for anything that wasn't really needed or that they couldn't afford. So,
that's been great on that because she's here we bust our butt, but she's also not here to spend every dollar we get. She's always trying to figure out ways to do it, to save money, be fiscally conservative, hold people accountable, but also know that government's got a specific role in our community. And that is to do it and to do it as efficiently as you can. And so it's been, and not to mention she's a great boss to work for. So it's been a great environment. And then the supports from county council, from the county executive, to be frank, from pretty much all county councils and all county executives has been great because I think everybody gets how important our role is in the community as the follow through after the police come through and do their job.
Well, we want our streets safe. We want the bad guys to be in jail. And if they don't deserve to be in jail, there's other things that we can do to get them corrected. But what you do really sounds like it's that you're going to jail if you come across my desk, and you deserve it.
Ye-
So yeah,
Yeah,
so
and the big thing is we make the decision who's, you know, figure out who's dangerous. And you're never really even mad at them because most of the people who are dangerous, I don't know, you know, if life's been great to them. But
right.
that doesn't mean that when you go to the autopsy, that bullet gets taken out of the body and everybody's okay. So it's about not whether they are good or bad people. We might have opinions on whether they're good or bad people, but it's about whether they're dangerous of society, and that's really what we gotta figure out. And the way I always view it is, hey, if I'd have a press conference for this decision and explain why this person's going into jail or staying out of jail, would that press conference, would that pass common sense muster with the public? And it's a pretty easy standard. And if it passes common sense muster and I feel like I can explain it, then you do whatever you believe is best and what you believe is right.
Gotcha. Who are you running against?
I am running against the Democrat. So I'm the Republican candidate. I'm running against the Democratic candidate is Emily Mursky, and she's worn a number of different hats. She's a public defender currently. Would probably be in two separate counties. Would probably be the job that she's most noted for.
Oh, gotcha. I mean, and I get it. And let's just put the cards on the table. That is State Representative Bob Murphy's wife. And it's funny if you really dissect the two of you, really superficially, of course, is you've got two big families going at it, and all I want you guys to do is play nice, play fair, keep it clean, and you guys will have a good election cycle. And because the dirty mud stuff, it doesn't work and it just stinks. But the one question I always hear from people and people on the show, they want to make sure their judges are not the judges we're seeing in the media right now that are playing legislators. Now, is that something this your position has the potential possibly of doing? But I just want people to know, that you're not that guy. I think that's what they want to
Yeah.
hear.
And so first, I've been asked that question before, and it's a legitimate, fair question. The way I view it is, first of all, as a prosecutor, my ethical standards to follow the law, they're higher than every other lawyer's. I
Right.
have a higher responsibility because I get my call that I make has the ability to put people in jail for a long time. So we have higher ethical standards. So my entire career, I've been practicing at the highest standard a lawyer can practice at.
Good.
But turning to specifically your question, any judge who gets up there and says, I don't have opinions about society, they're lying to you 100%. A judge should have opinions about society. That's why you got into public service and all that stuff. That being said, I bet you a lot of times in a baseball game, an umpire has a team he likes a little bit more than the other team. One team's playing nice, the other team's being a bunch of jerks or whatever. But when he's calling that strike zone, he's got to call balls and strikes. It doesn't matter who or what or where or why. Is the ball a strike? Is the ball a ball? It's pretty easy. And so sometimes I could foresee in a situation in court, I don't think the system's working correctly, but I owe it to both people in my courtroom, just like the batter and the pitcher in that baseball analogy. I owe it to them to say, hey, you guys walked in with this strike zone. The strike zone's got to be enforced. You got to know what's going to happen. And then you got to call the balls and strikes as best you can. Now, at the end of it, if I don't think the system worked correctly, that's a fair opinion to have, but I still got to make the call that follows through on the rules. And I would do the same thing that most people do. Maybe as a judge, my voice has a little bit more weight, but I'm going into my chambers and I'm calling my legislature and I'm saying, hey, I don't think the system's working right. Can we do something about this? Because I
Right.
think that's the best way to do it. You can't have people come into your courtroom and then have it being a shifting field of sand where they're trying to make their arguments, they're trying to win their cases, and then you keep changing it. They got to know what the law is. The law will be enforced, and you follow through on it. You'll do it fairly.
And that's a good answer. And like I said, I know you've probably been asked this before. I try to even though I'm not on county council anymore, I'm still pretty active locally. And I've heard this question asked to all the judges that are running for office for every position throughout the Commonwealth. and locally. And that's, I think that to me will be the number one question you get out on the campaign trail, because we've seen a lot of it, and most of us don't agree with it. It's not because the judge didn't go with what we wanted. We want the judges, and that's why Lady Justice has a blindfold on. She's supposed to be blind and make that decision that way. So, yeah. Now, what if someone wanted to get some more information about you? Do you have a website? Do you have social media up and running? How do we find you?
Yeah, we have social media, Jeremy Lightner for Judge, and then my website is jeremylightnerforjudge.com. I ask a lot of people to go there because it's got all my endorsements. I'm endorsed by every police union in Erie County. You can find that information there. I'm endorsed by a bunch of other groups, and you can look that up there. You can also look up, you can see more information about my background. You can look up some of the cases I've done. One of the things about having
cool.
my job is pretty much every case gets covered in the news.
Oh, right.
And so there's Go Erie articles that you can follow my career in all the different cases I've done, all what I've done for our community, the type of people I've stood up against for victims. You can read all that if you go to my website. And then obviously I'll be posting on my Facebook page, all that stuff, all throughout the summer. We're still doing it, but we're taking a bit of a break now. I'm trying to get caught up on my day job because I'm making sure that I'm good with all my cases, and then we'll get posted again as we go forward.
Right. Now, the only thing I have one little tiny criticism, one little tiny one. Your yard signs are hard to see when you're driving down the road. You might want to make them just the font a little bit bigger. Well,
we talked about this. We went back and forth on it, and hey, I'm not here to say I'm a politician. And I went with a campaign that wasn't political people because we wanted to connect with people. But we said, I think the lighthouse little pun that we do gets people's attention, even if they can't read Judge loud enough.
Yeah.
But I'll say this, Brian, you are not the first, nor the second, nor the 10th person to say that.
I was running for county council for the first time, and it's not a Republican thing. It's not a Democrat thing. I had Joe Peck, one of the Harbor Creek supervisors. And, we're on different sides of the street, but we focus on Harbor Creek. And, he's like, hey, kid, I like you. But he goes, Brian, your yard signs are too busy and too small. You need to less clutter, bigger font. Because you got to remember, think about this one piece of information. The people that get out and vote are a little bit on the older side. And sometimes, like me, I don't wear my glasses. So I see it, but I don't see it other than I know it's you. So just a friendly piece of political advice. Make your sign a little bit bigger.
It's in the meetings. We're already there with the meetings.
Okay.
Because we want to keep the lighthouse theme, but we're trying to get the word judge bigger, but not make it all fit and make it all make sense. But
I got you. Again,
that's
just my guy.
The old signs will stay the same.
Yeah,
but the new ones will be updated.
Gotcha. But hey, man, I appreciate your time. It's fun when you're talking. That was over 15 minutes. Again, if you need more information, he's on social media. He's all over the internet. We're going to try to get the other candidates to come in and chit chat. That way we want people to just to hear you, see you. If you want to come back later on, we don't have a problem with that. If you want to do a video, you're a good looking guy. I'm just saying, I'm not hitting on you. I'm just saying you're a good looking guy. Let's show the people who you are. People like to look in your eyes and make that prediction and get that feeling.
Well, and that's one thing. One thing I'd say on that, I'm going to be out all over the county all summer long. I'm going to be with my family. I'll be with my wife. I'll be with my son. People see me there. Come approach me, talk to me. I am very confident. You look me in the eye, you see what type of person I am. You'll come away thinking pretty strongly about voting for me because I hang my hat on that.
All right.
So I'd ask anybody who sees me to come approach me, ask me what my positions are, ask me whatever they want, but really get to know me because I believe in what I am, and that's why I'm running for judge.
That's a great wrap up. I appreciate your time, sir. You're a friend of the show. I know you and I talked out on the campaign trail. You've watched the show before, and you're always welcome to come back. Maybe we'll get fancy and do a little video for you, and we'll go from there.
Sounds good to me. I'll be in touch. You hopefully we can avoid the tornadoes and enjoy our summer.
What a fluke. What a fluke. Gotta love Erie. Thank you, sir. I appreciate your time and good luck on the campaign trail.
Thank you. You have a good night.
See you now. There you go. Jeremy Leitner for judge. This is what we're going to try to do is bring the candidates in, try to show people that it's not just about Republicans. It's not about the Democrats. It's about getting the right people for the positions that represent us locally. There's a question that popped up. I'm sorry, I didn't catch it quick enough. Hi, Dave. You're live.
Hey, Brian. How you doing? A little late call today.
You were doing your FOP stuff.
Yeah, I did a little FOP meeting tonight. Had to get the scoop on what's going on with our local police department.
Right. A lot of big changes are going to be coming up.
Oh yeah. Nothing real earth-shattering was stated. Just a couple things, But we had a judge there that was going for a judge. He addressed the body just after this.
Was that
evening.
Mr. Wolford?
Mr. Wolford seemed like a nice guy.
Yeah, see,
Republican.
I got to sign up, because we thought we would. He asked for some help, and we said, well, a friend, you ran a clean campaign, you beat Joshua Prince fair and square. We're going to throw our support behind you. So yeah, thanks for bringing him up.
Yeah, he's an Erie guy.
Yep, Erie County guy. Yep.
Yeah, he's an Erie guy. He says he's going to stay in Erie. He's not going to move down to Harrisburg.
Good answer.
He explained what the Commonwealth Court does. Are you familiar with that? I didn't know this. I didn't know what the Commonwealth Court did.
Well, I mean, like I said, when feet first and start talking with the K Maria. What do you do? Okay, this is what we do. Talk Joshua. Well, this is what we do. Like, oy vey,
Yeah, he explained pretty good though. He said the Superior Court. You got the Supreme Court, and the Superior Court is when he said like if it was you, if you went to trial for like a DUI or something, and
right,
and they found you guilty and you wanted to appeal it, it would go to the Superior Court. He said the Commonwealth Court does the same thing, only it deals with governmental things like if a company's going to sue the government,
right?
Stuff like that. It's a government deal where you appeal a ruling.
Yep.
Like say the water department, the city wanted to take back the water department or whatever the case may be, or they, and you couldn't get, you came to a loggerhead. It would go to the Commonwealth Court because it's more of a governmental.
My interpretation of my conversations over the last couple months with these candidates, I think you're right on the deal. So, are you guys allowed to talk about any endorsements, or is that not official?
On that, they did state that they can't really do that. All they can do is they can maybe write a letter.
Okay.
Not an official endorsement. They'd have to get a hold of the state. They were saying, and state police or something, or would have to endorse
there's
them.
rules.
I wasn't really. I was talking to a couple guys on the side too when they were just after the judge left. They were discussing what they can and can't do in the case of a Commonwealth Court judge.
Yeah, there's rules.
Asking.
Yeah, they have specific rules when it comes to these judges and their campaigns about money. Giving money and endorsements. I mean, I totally get that. So, but no, I mean, that's good. I mean, that's good to know that these people are here. They're talking, they're working, and trying to get this right, because we need some new judges, and we need to stop this legislating from the bench, and we want to make sure we've got good judges that are solid with this immigration, and not like the wackadoodles in California. Yeah.
But anyways, real quick, I feel a lot safer here on the Lower East Side today.
Why is that, sir?
Well, they had a little gathering at 6th and Parade today. I seen the police chief was there, deputy chiefs were there. Yes. I guess they were handing out signs that says peace or nonviolence begins with me, or something to that effect.
I did see
a bunch of people there. I thought, wow, this is good. This
So-
The Renaissance District is starting to shape up over here.
Well, you got a new bank and you got a new basketball courts. What's the problem?
Oh, new bank, new restaurants.
Right.
Yeah, and Bishop Rock's got the new gym started up. So I think it's I think crime's going to come to an abrupt halt.
Stop. We don't even need. Listen, we don't need the cops. Just lay them off.
Well,
we'll give them a rake.
Right. Defund them a little bit and give that money to some social agency. Something,
we'll buy some lawnmowers.
We might not need the police that much with all this stuff going on around in the Lower East Side.
Yeah, I totally get it. I wish I had a big sign said insert sarcasm here. Because people are like, Shank's talking about the funding the cops. No, I was not. We were it's a joke. I don't want Jason Morrell and the guys pull me over every time I go downtown.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but they've done this before. Clean up. They come around these. I mean, I'm talking about the police chief and that, and they're actually cleaning up this. I'm thinking, what good is that do? That ain't doing any good. You come back in 24 hours, and guess what?
I know. I get it.
Be junk laying all over again. So someone said it's just a
it's a PR thing. Public relations. Get out with the people. They want to see the police chief or the deputy chief out there handing signs out and taking a bite out of crime and making sure they're proactive and doing what they do. And then the minute they leave, here comes the cigarette butts and syringes.
Same thing. Pop cans, potato chip bags, boxes.
I saw your video. I'm like, holy crap, nothing ceases to amaze me on Parade Street.
No, it doesn't.
Nothing.
But I see we got two big events coming up this weekend.
Yeah, we were kind of talking about them. We were all just trying to figure out which one we're going to go to and bring some popcorn.
Now one's at Griswold, I guess, isn't it?
Yeah, let me get the artwork here. I'm going to flash it up on the screen. No Kings Erie, Saturday, June 14th, 2 to 4 p.m. at 105 West 14th Street.
That sounds like Griswold to me.
Sounds like Griswold to me.
Yeah, and then another one's in Frontier Park, right?
Then I'll pull up the next slide. Democrat rally from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. at Frontier Park, West 8th in the Bayfront Highway. No Kings.
I did read that correctly. Then both of them.
I think it's I think it's some misinformation because they are overlapping. I personally, way I understand it from all the shenanigans as I was laughing and drinking coffee this morning, was that they're going to have the one at Griswold, then walk down to the Juneteenth thing that's going on in Perry Square.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We got the old June. Well, wait a minute. Isn't Juneteenth the 13th?
I don't know. I thought it was this weekend because that's what I thought I read.
Well, it is. Yeah, it is the weekend, but I thought the actual day. Oh, I can't even get there. We go.
It's the 19th.
Oh, the nice lady in my ear said it's actually the 19th. So I don't know.
Maybe. Oh, the 19th. Oh, yeah, there it is. Thursday, June 19th.
Okay, my bad. Again, I was reading stuff, and don't you think they're not going to put the truth up? Let me put my shock face on.
Okay. Yeah. So they're going to have events down at the park on the 13th.
It does appear. Yeah, it does appear. So hey, whatever, man. You want to go down there and rub elbows with these people that hate you? Knock yourself out.
I'll be down there. I'll be down there. Absolutely.
Put some Trump
signs.
I'll
be waiting for you to come down.
You know what? I was gonna put my Trump sign on the trailer and take a couple laps around, but unfortunately, I have to DJ a party.
Oh, okay.
I'm very sad.
Anyways, that's about all I got to report.
Well, I appreciate your report from the Erie's inner city, sir.
Yeah, the inner city. We're looking good, though. We're looking good over here.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a point where we're not even going to talk anymore because there's nothing to talk about.
And like another week, I called you last week. Another week has gone by, and I have rode by the new bank at 10th Parade, and I still have yet to see anybody walk in, walk out, or use that ATM on the side.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll go down there and use that ATM and then just take a selfie of it and send it to you.
Yeah, that would probably help. And and another week has gone by, and as far as that Taste of Love restaurant, I think I didn't see anybody this week at all going in or coming out.
Yeah, I don't.
And the parking is pretty sparse in front of the place, so
not on my list to
I
try.
hope it makes it, but
that's, and again, I give them credit for trying. I never say don't try, because you never know. But I just, I wish them all the luck, all the hard work they put into it. And of course, making Erie great again.
Making Erie great again.
Yes,
one
sir.
restaurant and one bank at a time.
And one basketball court.
And a basketball court at a time. Hey, all right. Have a good night.
All right, Dave. I'll talk to you later, my friend. Thanks for the call.
Bye. All right, bye.
Boots again, reporting from Dave, live from the inner city. Brenda, you got a video for us? Hey, Brenda. Oh, there you are.
Is everyone acting like I'm not doing anything about the mostly peaceful riots in Los Angeles? Can't they see I'm doing my job? I mean, for God's sake, it's not like anyone's setting things on fire. Besides, LA's still a wonderful place with great weather and the occasional 75,000 homeless people pooping in the streets. It's like people expect me to do something every time slightly less than peaceful rioters blow up a few cop cars. I know what you mean, Gavin. It's disappointing people be acting like we not doing nothing. So how much barbecue sauce do you want on damn ribs? A lot. Hello? Since you refuse to handle the riots in L.A., I'm taking matters into my own hands and sending the National Guard. No, Donald, you can't. If you do that, then it's going to make it obvious I'm not doing my job. Gavin, these people are violent and they're destroying the beautiful city of Los Angeles. Oh, so all of a sudden a bunch of arsonists and looters terrorizing the streets of Los Angeles is a problem. I'll have you know it's been happening for years and I've never complained about it. Hang on, Donald. I'm getting another call. Hello? Hi, Gavin. I'm just letting you know, if you close your eyes and pay no attention to the riots in L.A., it'll seem like they're under control. I knew it. Donald, if I close my eyes, the mostly peaceful riots are under control, so quit trying to make it seem like I'm not doing my job. Gavin, whether you like it or not, I'm sending the National Guard to stop the riots. Donald, that's appalling. If the National Guard is successful, all of my voters for the 2028 election will be deported. Do you know what that means? There's a chance not a complete piece of crap will be elected? No, it means I won't have a job to pretend to do.
I found that online and literally had to watch it twice. And I didn't catch what he was doing when he walked to his desk. He put a Hot Wheels car on the track. That's what he was doing. I didn't catch it the first time, but just so if you didn't catch it, he walks over to the desk saying how busy he is, and he was playing Hot Wheels. These guys are on TikTok. They put out a video for everybody and everything. Everybody gets a chance to be a victim on their videos, but that one was just absolutely made me laugh. Brenda, go ahead and play another video, please.
The LA rioters are paid actors. This archive shows the actual Craigslist ad posted on June 5th, 2025. These rioters are getting paid $6,000 to $12,000 per week by DNC-funded NGOs. It's all a show.
Well, isn't that convenient that we have said this once, we've said it twice, we've said it 1,000 times. This is the tactic that the left likes to do. They showed a video of a police officer he went over to these heavy duty totes, opened up the totes, bricks, closed them, threw them in his police car. Deliveries of bricks just magically showing up on places where there shouldn't be a delivery of bricks. And then conveniently, they're taking hammers to the decorative stones lacing the roadway. And then I don't know, do we have the video of them where they threw one of the rental battery powered scooters over the bridge into a police car? Do we have that?
No.
Okay. Well, these police officers got kind of hung up. They were going underneath an underpass. They were pelted with rocks. They ran for their lives. Somebody picked up in Los Angeles. They have these green rentable scooters that are electric. You can just put a credit card or however it works, and you can use it, then park it, then the next guy uses it. Somebody picked one up and threw it off the bridge into a police car. Again, mostly peaceful protest. Hi, Kim Larn. I didn't see you snuck in there. That's okay. That's why we talked about this earlier about our men and women in blue. Let's just make sure that they are appreciated. Because I like I said earlier, I don't think they're feeling very appreciated right now. But this is ridiculous. We have a video coming up. I know there's only a couple left in the queue. It's kind of a collage. It shows you how this is spreading. It is spreading like wildfire because these knuckleheads, and I didn't even say Democrats, these knuckleheads, according to the last video, paid actors or thugs, it's spreading. And we knew this was going to happen. We talked about it a year ago. We talked about this a year ago. Hashtag I told you so. So yeah, Brenda, another video, please.
Going on between Gavin Newsom and President Trump. Gavin Newsom, after President Trump said in the noon hour in the Oval Office that he called him yesterday or the other day, Gavin Newsom tweeted the following. He said, quote, "There was no call, not even a voicemail. Americans should be alarmed that a president deploying Marines on our streets doesn't even know who he's talking to." Well, President Trump contacted me from Air Force One on his way to Fort Bragg, North Carolina, where he'll be in just a little while. He said the first call to Gavin Newsom was not picked up. The second call Gavin picked up. We spoke for 16 minutes. I told him to essentially, quote, and this is quoting the president, "get his ass in gear and stop the riots, which were out of control more than anything else. This shows what a liar he is." Said I never called. So here is the evidence. And here is the call log that the president sent me from his phone. This was June the 7th. Now, granted, this was on Saturday. But look, there's 1:22 o'clock in the morning. Which would have been 10 o'clock at night, 10:22 at night, California time. There was an outgoing call for 4 seconds. And then there was an outgoing call for 16 minutes. So that from the president, which says is proof that he spoke to Gavin Newsom early in the morning, our time, late at night, Friday night, would have been June 6th, I guess, in Los Angeles. So, Governor, over to you for the response.
Say that's next, right? We're waiting to see what if Governor Newsom has a response to the president's. Essentially, what he has there is the receipt for what he says is the call that was made.
It's all about
in
the
the long
receipts.
Conversation, yeah, exactly, in a 16-minute conversation. As you mentioned, as things were heating up, is the timing of that call. As things were really just beginning to get started. So it'll be interesting to see where this goes.
Dan, as the president.
It's usually radical left, and it's usually governors that are Democrat. And they don't want to call them in. They don't want to save lives. They don't want to save property. They don't want to call them in. I don't know what it is. We sent them in, not early. We sent them in late as far as I'm concerned. But big problems, as you know, 3 nights ago, big problems were ensuing. If we didn't send in the National Guard quickly, right now, Los Angeles would be burning to the ground.
Well. Newsom says Trump never called. Trump's like, "I called you. Here's the log. You're a liar." Well, again, these governors and the mayor are not going to admit they're wrong. And this is not, this turned out as an anti-ICE deal, where it's now turned into an invasion of, it appears, from a foreign entity. Why are they flying Mexican flags on U.S. soil? There's a video, and it just absolutely irritated me to the core. This person of Hispanic descent she had her helmet on, and she had her face mask on, and she had a megaphone that was bought from Temu, talking about how this is their land. Well, technically it was, until Mexico sold it like a blue light special at Kmart. I know the younger folks in the room are like, "What's that mean, Brian?" Well, back in the day when Kmart was open, they had a mobile blue light that would blink. And if you saw the blue light blinking, the men's or boys' jeans were on sale. The blue light special. Our generation knows what it is. You younger folks don't know what a Kmart blue light special. A nice lady would come over. Attention shoppers, just to let you know, we have a blue light special in boys' socks this afternoon for $2.99 a dozen. So that was a blue light special. So I made that reference. I figured, well, I better clear it up because a lot of people don't want a blue light special. Mexico sold it. The God, I can't even talk tonight. Louisiana Purchase. We bought the property. We brought the property from Mexico. They sold it. They needed the money. We needed the land. What a concept. But they're mad. It's like, it would be like me selling my Harley Davidson to, I don't know, to Stan. Because Stan rides a bike. I know. Stan, I sell my motorcycle to Stan. Well, then I realize I really like that motorcycle. I want it back. I'm just going to come over and take it, because it's mine. I deserve it. It's mine. It was mine first. No, Brian, you sold it. Mexico sold the property fair and square. I'm assuming there's a title or a deed to that property for that purchase, but we bought it. Too bad. Like the sign says below me, get over it. We won. Get over it. We bought it. Video, please, Brenda.
If you hit a police officer, you assault a police officer, state or federal, we are coming after you.
So,
Molotov cocktails, no longer.
So tell us, the other day, I think it was a couple days ago on Sean Hannity's show, you released the FBI warrant out for this masked guy that was throwing bricks at the cops. What's the latest on that investigation? And have you found the other individuals that were throwing the bricks at the cops?
Yeah. More charges coming. He is now on the most wanted list. He is on the run, and that's where he better be. He should turn himself in because he is looking at federal prison time.
So if there were peaceful protests on Saturday for the military parade, President Trump would allow that?
Of course the president supports peaceful protests. What a stupid question. Rick Cal.
Oh, what a stupid question. Next. Of course he is. They don't get the concept what a peaceful protest is. Obviously, we're struggling with identifying things. We know that. We can't identify what a woman is or a man is. So now we can't identify what a peaceful protest is and a non-peaceful protest. I get it. I get it. So this is just part of the shenanigans, and I just love how she shut her down. That's a dumb question. Next video, please.
Hammer, it's hammering it. Holy shit.
A large crowd quickly gathered to protest what they thought was an enforcement on undocumented immigrants. Now, a woman who was arrested protesting that day is shedding new light on what agents were really looking for. 27-year-old Isabel Lopez has been indicted on 4 counts, including obstructing, impeding, resisting, and assaulting officers. Authorities say that Lopez punched an FBI agent in the head, kicked and shoved other federal agents, and even threw a softball at the back of a Hennepin County deputy. And what Lopez and others thought was an ICE raid was actually part of a criminal investigation, one that yielded 900 pounds of methamphetamine. Multiple federal agencies executed search warrants at a number of locations. They are all connected to an investigation into drug trafficking, human trafficking, and money laundering. Officials say they recovered 900 pounds of meth from a Burnsville storage shed worth $22 to $25 million. Agents also seized gold-plated guns and portraits of Al Pacino's character from the movie Scarface. Lopez made an initial appearance in U.S. District Court. Remember, these are federal charges, and authorities say she will remain in custody pending a detention hearing.
I heard there's a big party going on in downtown Los Angeles. I'm on my fucking way. Let's go check it out. I heard all the Latinas were here. These fucking liberals are crazy down here. Why don't they just kick all the fucking illegals out and end this shit? Anyways, how's y'all's day going?
the gorilla, Brenda put that on. She put the videos together, and I want you to notice, if you paid attention, it shows the cities this is happening. This is not just Los Angeles, boys and girls. This is not just LA. It is coming across the country. The very opening scene I was okay with. Peaceful protest. They had their little masks. The only thing that I had a problem with the one guy had to sign 8645, kill Trump. So that really throws the whole thing out of whack of being a real peaceful protest. But the last scene is this guy does these AI videos of these. It's actually Sasquatch. That's his interpretation of what Sasquatch actually looks like. He does these AI videos, and they are just so funny. You can follow this guy on TikTok. Just search up Sasquatch. You'll find him. It is absolutely hilarious. They're really good at their AI. They talk about finding deer in the woods, and all of a sudden the deer's missing, and they're cooking steaks. But yeah, if you want a good laugh and get away from the shenanigans, Brenda threw that in there. She knows I sit on the couch and just laugh at the Sasquatch AIs, and they're absolutely funny. Next video, Brenda.
War dogs just arrived in Los Angeles. And just in case you don't know who that is, let me catch you up. They are the 27, or the 2nd Battalion and the 7th Marines, also known as the legendary War Dogs. And now their boots are on the ground in Los Angeles. These are not weekend warriors. These are not people that you find on Craigslist. These are battle-hardened, war-forged Marines, trained in the fires of Fallujah, Sangin, and Helmand. They have faced ISIS, Taliban, and insurgents with nothing but grit, God, and a rifle. They don't flinch. They don't blink. They don't negotiate. If you really think that rioting, looting, and tearing down cities is just a game, you're about to meet the real definition of law and order. These men eat chaos for breakfast, and they bring law and order with a steel jaw. The streets of LA are about to feel what it's like when warriors walk the streets with civilians. Not to oppress, but to restore the order that all of these rioters and looters have been causing. And this is the clear message that the military is going to send. If you're looking to cause trouble, you just invited a battalion full of it. The war dogs are here, and the barking is over. And order is going to be handled in a way that you never saw coming. Thank you, men, for your service. Consider hitting that follow button for your daily updates.
There was a video
in Los Angeles are
No, go ahead, Brendan, play it.
are looking more and more organized every day, begging the question, as you might expect, who's behind these riots? Who's organizing? Who's funding? According to some reports, it's one, believe it or not, taxpayer-funded group, the Coalition for Humane Immigrant Rights, they call themselves. They abbreviate it as CHURLA. Said Immigration Los Angeles, CHURLA. Right, CHURLA has received millions of taxpayer dollars, our dollars, through government grants because of Democrats. According to their 2023 tax filing, it is 34 million American taxpayer dollars, to be exact. Now, the grant records show that the Department of Homeland Security granted the organization $1.2 million for what they called Citizenship Instruction and Naturalization Application Service, bringing in MS-13 and Tren de Aragua. The Trump administration, however, cut off CHURLA's federal funding in March. The cherry on top of all this, CHURLA also solicits donations online through, what is it? The Democrat Party fundraising group, Act Blue, which is now under federal investigation for all kinds of allegations of corruption, even though a spokesperson from CHURLA denies being behind the insurrection and the organization. Laura Powell, civil rights, civil liberties attorney and founder of Californians for Good Governance, points out that the overwhelming connections that the organization has to Democrat Party leaders in California.
Well. Isn't that interesting? And you wonder why the Democrats are coming unglued about all this money that is donated and dispersed, and they use it against us. So yeah, other than that, I can sit here and talk about it, but then the haters like, you're just making this deliberate. You're skewing the facts. Boom. There it is. Not my words, their words. It is now 9:20. Brenda, I think, are we done with, we got all the videos played, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's go ahead and bring this thing in for a landing. Thank you all for coming out tonight. Oh, please wait, sarcasm loading. She does that stuff to me. She sneaks stuff in. I don't even know what she's doing. She sits back there in the command center on the laptop. Oh, this is funny. And then she'll boop, put it up there. I'm like, oh, you got me. I didn't even see that one coming, Brenda, but it is funny. Again, thanks for all the listeners, all the channels that are lit up and came in. We had people come in, people go out, people come in. Again, please, everybody pay attention. Watch your six. If you want to go downtown and peacefully protest the protesters, knock yourself out. If you choose to stay away from it, that's your choice too. You will find resistance. You will not be welcome with muffins and cookies. I would venture to bet. Unfortunately, I have another obligation, so I have to sit this one out. Yeah, thanks, Linda. Appreciate that, Mom. Brenda, go ahead. Outro music and video, please.
If tomorrow all the things were gone, I'd work for all my life, and I had to start again with just my children and my wife. Thank my lucky stars to be living here today, 'cause the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. Sing it! God bless the USA! From the lakes of Minnesota Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston, in New York to LA, where there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say, I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free, and I won't forget the man who died, who gave that right to me, and I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. Proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free, and I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me, and I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the
All right, everybody, thanks for coming out. A special thank you to my lovely wife that actually is the rock star in this project. She is the one that puts it all together, spends a lot of time uh, putting the videos together, making sure they're edited up. She adds stuff. Thanks, Dan. We appreciate it. Hashtag vote red instead. You bet your bippy, young man, because we have to really grasp this opportunity. Unfortunately, it's the suffering of the people that are victims of this of all this peaceful protesting. We have to make a change. We have to. And we knew that these people were going to come unglued. We knew they were going to get angry. Then when President Trump got elected, we knew this was going to come. That's why we talked about preparing. Make sure you have an extra couple bottles of water and a couple extra bottles of toilet paper around, because you never know when this stuff's going to go sideways. I will see you folks out and about all throughout Erie County. We got a lot of events planned, a lot of great, cool, fun stuff coming up. We will try to get down to the dock and hand out some stuff and get people registered to vote. We can get you registered to vote. If you're not registered to vote, we can do that now for the general election in November. You can go to my QR code, scan it with your smartphone. It'll take you right to my link tree, and that'll get you registered to vote. Boop, that's simple. Again, thank you all for coming out. We appreciate it. God bless America, and let's be safe. Watch your six. Shank out.